Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Love Nation. How you guys doing? Today is all about self-love. I got an exciting message to share with you, a powerful message that you want to watch, you want to take notes, you want to share, you want to tell your friends about. So I want to wait for some of you to come on and join us. Hello. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see all of you amazing people. Hey, Love Nation. I am connecting right now. Hey. Hey, everyone. Hello, beautiful, all you amazing people. Okay, let's see who we got on. Make sure you guys share the video, tag your friends. Good afternoon. Hey, Mr. Wilson, good to see you, bruh. All right, okay, let me pull up my stuff real quick. So today, as you may have read the title, did you guys see the title? Yes, 3 reasons why jealous people are toxic to your self-love. So many of you may know that I'm going to be hosting a live self-love webinar today. Thank you so much. Thank y'all. I love y'all. I'm hosting a live webinar all about self-love and how to love and accept yourself fully after dealing with toxic people, being in toxic relationships. So today I really felt led to talk about 3 reasons jealous people are toxic to your self-love. And you really need to watch this, take notes, share this video, tag your friends, let them know that being around jealous people can be toxic to your own self-love. And you may think, well, what does that have to do with me loving myself? Me being around a jealous person, they're just jealous of me. Oh, they're just jealous. They're jealous of your accomplishments, or they're jealous of what you're doing, or, what you have that they don't have, or whatever. So, you might push it to the side. You may be like, oh, no big deal. They're just jealous. They're just being jealous. No big deal. So you may not take it seriously, but you're constantly engaging in a relationship with this person. And you may ignore the fact that there are signs, there are little, subtle signs that you ignore. And here's something that came to me this morning. It's like sometimes things click, like just little words of wisdom. And it was basically, it just dropped in my spirit. It was like the little subtle things that you ignore, those things that you may not even consider, have a massive impact on your life. So you may have a jealous friend. Let's just say this is an example. So you may be dealing with have someone in your inner circle who's jealous. And they're jealous. You can tell they're jealous. Certain things they say, certain things they do, how they react and respond in a certain way. But if you ignore that, if you continue to be around that, if you continue to allow that, it will impact you in a major way, whether you know it or not. So I'm going to talk about 3 reasons why jealous people are toxic to your self-esteem. Number 1, they can influence you to lower your standards. Now, let me say this. Jealous people can influence you to lower your standards. So you may be thinking, well, what does that mean? Well, let's say you're very talented and you are, really good at something. and they're jealous of you. They're jealous. Maybe you lost weight, or maybe you got a promotion on your job, or you're in a new relationship, or whatever. Or maybe you're in a relationship with a jealous person. So what happens is you begin to dim your light when they're around. When I say dim your light, you don't shine as much. You're not as confident in your gifts and your talents. You're not, you kind of feel bad because, you're succeeding. You start feeling bad about your success. See, that's unhealthy. And so you start to dim your light. So jealous people can cause you to lower your standards. So instead of you being, the top of your game and doing what you need to do and pushing yourself and growing and getting better and getting stronger and working harder, you start to dim your light and you start to minimize your worth, your self-love, your acceptance and thriving in who you are. And so you may not realize it. You may not realize that this jealous person is really harming you and causing you to not be the best you that you can be, and you'll continue in that relationship. And so they will influence you in that way. And so you got to understand. And so this is why, and people may think, I sent out an email, some of y'all on my email list, and so you may have gotten that email this morning because I talked about how I had to separate myself from a so-called jealous friend. Just because I had to think to myself, like, do I want that energy around me? Do I want this to impact me? Do I want to feel bad because of my success? No, I want to feel good. I want to be surrounded by people who celebrate me, who are happy for me, who are cheering me on. And I know you want the same. You want to be around people who are going to applaud and say, keep going, good job, you're doing amazing, don't stop. You don't want to be around people where you feel uncomfortable just being you. You don't want to really talk about your success because you're afraid that they're gonna shut you down, or they're gonna say, oh, you think you're better or whatever. So I had to make the decision to love them from a distance. And so when they want to hang out, when they want to get together, I have to minimize that because it will impact me. And I know that now. See, years ago, I didn't know this. Years ago, I was that person where, especially back in, college days, high school days, I was that person where I would know that, I had a friend who would seem kind of jealous, and I knew that, and I still, tolerated her and was around her and allowed her to be in my space. And I remember I used to feel really guilty and really bad when she would act jealous about certain things that I felt it was out of my control, and so just paying attention to that. Another thing, number 2, a reason why jealous people are toxic to your self-love is they can influence you to be jealous. And when I say they can influence you to be jealous, you may not become jealous of them, but that jealous spirit, the jealous ways, the jealous thoughts, you can start having towards other people. Other people that you see, you can become jealous of them. Because remember, like I said, when you're around jealous people, when you're surrounding yourself with someone who's jealous, you lower your standards. So which means that person being jealous of you can cause you to feel like you're, oh, she's jealous of me. Oh, I must be great. I'm here. When really it's an illusion in your mind. Because I always have to tell myself to remember, like, nobody is better than you, and you are better than nobody. I'm not better than anybody, and nobody is better than me. I believe that we all are valuable and powerful in God's creation. So whenever you are around somebody who feels like you're better than them, or they're jealous of you, or they're envious of you, and then you start to get puffed up and feel like, well, maybe something is great about me or whatever. So what happens is you stop challenging yourself to be better, because you start seeing yourself in a toxic way, which can be prideful, which can be arrogance. And you don't never want, you want to be confident, but you never want to be arrogant. You never want to think you're better than anybody, because then that's when you become toxic. When you start, feeling that way, then it can become toxic for you and your relationships. So it's very important that you pay attention to this, because you may not realize what your relationships are doing, and being around jealous people, how toxic it can be in your life. And so too, they can influence you to start being jealous. And then you wonder, like, why am I so upset and jealous about somebody else? And sometimes it could be somebody you don't even know, and you can become very jealous and you don't know why. But it's really because it's something that you've tolerated and you've received in your life. And what happens is it becomes part of you. And so this is why I had to eliminate that friend, and I had to love her from a distance, because I knew how toxic that would be for me to allow this jealousy thing and her around me, and I know she's jealous, and I'm feeling a certain way, I'm feeling bad, or I'm feeling pride or arrogant. It's like, no, I want to stay humble. I want to continue to get better. I want to continue to learn. I want to continue to work on me. I never want to think that I'm better than anyone. We may have certain gifts and talents that excel in a certain area, and other people may be weak in that area, but that doesn't make you better. So you always want to make sure that you're checking yourself in that way, to make sure that your heart is right, your heart is pure, and you are around people. You're celebrating them for who they are, and them working on getting better. They're celebrating you for who you are, and you working on you getting better. You're not putting no one above, but God is above, and He's the ultimate creator. He's all knowing, and you look to Him. You're not looking to people, but you're celebrating people. And so that's what you want to do. You want to look for people who, you want to surround yourself with people that are willing to celebrate you and celebrate them. That's what self-love is all about: acceptance of you and acceptance of others. Because when you can love you, you can have more love for other people. So finally, let me put this link before I get to the last one. I'm doing a live webinar today at 2:30, and I just posted the link. If you want to join us today, you can join us on the live webinar. But let me get to the last one: the reason jealous people are toxic to your self-love. And the webinar is all about growing in self-love. We're going to go in deeper with all of this. But they influence you to be toxic. Jealous people influence you to become toxic. So y'all know I talk a lot about toxic relationships. I wrote an ebook called, think of this ebook, Toxic Love Detox. All right? Toxic Love Detox. All about detoxing from toxic, romantic, loving relationships, but it's toxic. Learning how to detox from that. So, and then I wrote Addicted to Pain: Renew Your Mind and Heal Your Spirit from a Toxic Relationship in 30 Days. And that's a bestseller book. And I talk a lot about, toxic relationships, removing yourself, the no contact rule, how to get over, a toxic relationship, how it can be addictive. It can be, it can be very tough. It can be harder and just as addictive as drugs and alcohol. A toxic relationship can be that addictive. And so I talk about it, but one of the things I want to share today as far as like self-love, because self-love is so important. It's so important that you learn how to invest in your mind, body, and spirit every day, and that you embrace yourself from a deep place, from a spiritual place, that you connect with who you really are and who God created you to be, and you begin to accept yourself fully. And that requires, work. It doesn't come easy, right? So learning the process of accepting yourself, loving yourself, will help you to have more loving relationships. And then when it comes to you having relationships with other people, you will know how to attract healthy relationships, people who actually love you. You will know the warning signs when people are toxic, because the more you love yourself, the more you have the capacity to love. And you become love. And it starts with the inner work. It's not something you find outside of yourself, but you go within. And so when you surround yourself, you may not realize this, but when the people you surround yourself with, the conversations you have, they impact you. They influence you. You actually pick up some of their habits. You pick up some of their beliefs. The more you're around them, the more you're listening to them, the more you're spending time with them, you're in their presence. And so what happens is, if they're toxic, they're jealous, they're constantly, talking about other people being rude, you can become that way. They can influence you to be toxic. And so this is why I decide to love toxic people from a distance. And you guys know, when you come on my page, I'm all about love. I'm like, hey, love, I love you guys. I call you guys the Love Nation because it really starts from a place of love. My website is Real Love Exists because it really does. And even though you may experience some pain and some toxic relationships and toxic influences, you can heal and you can really connect with real love. And so this is what it's all about. So if you're ready to go on this journey, I'm going to do an 1.5-hour webinar. I'm going to have Q&A. It's a live webinar. I'll send the link for Zoom, but here's the link for you to go ahead and register. Many of you have already registered for all 4 webinars I've been doing. This is the last one. It's been fun for the past 4 or 5 weeks we've been doing this, and it's been amazing. So I want you guys to join me. I'm glad to connect with you all. Share the video. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about this message? Do you experience this? Do you have anybody in your life who they're jealous of you and they're a jealous type of person? Have you dealt with it in the past? If so, what did you do? How did you overcome that relationship? Or does it still impact you in a negative way? So I want to hear from you guys. Feel free to inbox me your questions, and I'll be sure to get back with you. But I'm excited. I'm excited about what we got going. Here's the link. I'm posting the link right now in the comments section so you guys can see it. I just posted the link. And and then you click it and you can go ahead and register. Hey, Melissa, yes, you said you cut them off. You have to cut them off. You have to let them go, because it will only, like I said, it will only have a negative impact on you. And then what happens is you begin to view people in a certain way. You begin to believe all people are bad, and I can't trust anyone, and everybody is toxic. And so when you start believing like that, when people show up in your life who really do love you, who really do want to be there for you, and they're not toxic, you'll push them away because of your beliefs. So this is why it's important that you heal, that you really connect to real love, and you really do the inner work, so that you know that there are some people who are pure in heart and who want to really be there and loving towards you. So don't allow the people that burned the bridges, that did you wrong in the past, don't allow them to hinder you experiencing real love. All right. I hope this message encouraged you all. I love you guys dearly. Make sure you comment. I'll read your comments later and tag your friends. Share the message. All right. See you later. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. Bye.